the sound and fury of NASCAR here at Sonoma.
We're ready to turn up loose. Green flag is in the air.
Welcome to NASCAR Trackside Live. You got 30 seconds on the clock. Get as many as you can.
Harvick takes the checkered flag. He is now the winner. Here in Sonoma with the sun out, it is shown bright on Martin Truex Jr.
Congratulations, bro. Hell of a job.
Welcome to NASCAR Trackside Live. It's a beautiful day here in wine country, and we're celebrating 50 years of racing at Sonoma Raceway, and you guys are a part of it. How about a big round of applause for yourselves, guys? You're looking good. We got a great show in store for you today. My name's Jose Castillo.
My name's Amy Long. So great to be here out at Sonoma Raceway. And hello to everyone watching on NASCAR.com as well. Remember, fans, you can get engaged with our show by following us on Instagram and Twitter at NASCAR Trackside. We want to see those beautiful selfies that you guys are taking. We have got a great show lined up for you today.
That's right. Joining us here in Victory Lane at Sonoma will be Kyle Larson. Then also last year's winner of the K&N race, Will Rogers, is going to be here on the stage. Then we also have Haley Deegan and Brittany Zamora right here. And then our Grand Marshal from TRD, Dave Wilson, will be here on the stage with us as well. And finally, you know him from Riverdale and Scream, Skeet Ulrich is going to be here with us on NASCAR Trackside Live. What a great show, Amy. There's a ton of great guests. The fans are here. The sun's out. It's a beautiful day at Sonoma.
Absolutely. What do you say we get this show on the road? Yeah, or the road course. How about
That's
that?
right. I love it.
Let's welcome up to NASCAR Trackside Live, the pole sitter for the Toyota Save Mart 350, Kyle Larson. And Owen.
Oh, look at that. Yes. It's a twofer.
Hi,
Come
Owen.
on up, guys. How are y'all doing? Oh, look at that. Nice.
Nice job. How are you? Hi, Owen. It's great to see you. He's like, no, I'll sit here.
Man, thank you guys so much
It's
for
early.
joining. It is. It's still a little early. He's not having coffee yet, is he?
You having coffee yet? No.
No, not yet. Owen, it's great to see you. Are you having
hi.
a good morning?
Aw.
Are you having a good morning?
Yeah, I'm having a good morning. Grandparents are here staying, so he got to stay here with them, so we slept in a little, slept in for West Coast, I guess. But traffic wasn't too bad yet when I was driving in, so it was all right.
Yeah, that's because all the fans got here pretty early, right, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, they arrived bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, too. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, it's tough out here, but yeah, no, it's always a great fan, spectated race, and always a good show for them too. So hopefully you'll be fast today and try and get a win.
And you mentioned grandparents are here. This is a home track for you. You're from California. Did you have fun with your grandparents last night, Owen? All right, done with the questions. Are you enjoying
Are
it?
you shy? You being shy right now?
Aw.
He's not into girls his age, so he might be a little intimidated by you.
Oh, is that what it is? That's all right, bud.
No worries.
We're
No
homies.
worries.
We're friends.
I would feel like that.
I'll bring you another Kentucky Derby race set next
Yeah,
time.
Remember she gave you that toy a couple years
that's
ago?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
He
Toys.
probably had no idea where we were going, then we got up here, now he's all shy.
Ah, that's all right. That's all right, bud.
He'll break out of it.
And they're all very friendly, I promise.
Oh, yeah. Good people. Well, let's talk a little bit about racing first, and then we'll go in. We actually have a little fun game for you, too. So it is NASCAR Trackside Live. We've got to have some fun out here. But first of all, the race yesterday, wild and crazy race. The addition of the carousel, it's back here at Sonoma. It's going to be interesting today. What are your thoughts on the carousel and how that's going to affect the action?
Yeah, I don't know how much it'll affect the action, but it's just a fun little change up, from what I'm used to. I didn't honestly think I ever watched any races of when they ran through the carousel. So it's been cool. It's always fun to do something a little bit different. So I feel like I'm pretty comfortable through the new section too. Like I feel like I got a lot of grip through there. So I enjoy it. It's just some more elevation. Into the carousel is kind of blind, so you're trying to look out in the distance and pick out your marks of when you need to turn and stuff. But it's I don't know if it's going to be crazy or anything like that, but it's definitely fun.
So I was actually up at Turn 7 yesterday with Jose, and they only put little orange cones where you used to go.
Yeah.
How do you not just blow through those? Because I feel like that's what I would do.
Yeah, it's well, Kyle Busch has blown through it a couple times, but other than that, no, it's been.
Oh, and I think you're a fan favorite here.
But no, it's what makes me nervous about that little section is like, how do you get back on the track? Because he went through one time and went zigzag through the. They made like a little chicane through the old section where we were, and then I think NASCAR got mad at him for doing that, so then he had to come backwards onto the racetrack, which was a little dangerous. So I'm curious to hear at the drivers' meeting today what they're gonna let us do as far as blending back on the track.
So according to our producer in my ear, the rule is going to be you're going to have to turn around and go back and enter.
Backwards.
Yeah, where you.
Yeah, that's it's not dangerous at all.
Subject to change. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds a little dangerous.
So did you prepare at all for the carousel edition? Because I know some drivers are talking about that. They played it on iRacing, or they he's waking up. He's waking up. Or they watched old videos or whatever. So did you do any other preparation before you got here and just took some laps on it?
I spent a couple hours on the simulator, the Chevy simulator, which I was surprised.
Hey, Owen likes this. He likes the simulator.
I really only use the simulator for like visual stuff, and I felt like it helped. In the simulator, the crest into the carousel was blind. So. It helped me kind of get prepared of like where you have to have your car on the track, to make the corners. So little things like that, and the braking points were pretty similar, I thought. So I was happy about all that. So yeah, getting a couple hours on that, you just made Friday a little bit, to get up to speed a little bit quicker.
I need to know how you had time to do that, because you've been doing an awful lot of dirt racing too.
Yeah, I've been attempting to do a lot of dirt racing. We rained out a bunch last week. I was supposed to race 6 days in Ohio, but only got 2 races in. So the weather's been crappy throughout the Midwest, so it's nice to come out to California where it's always consistently beautiful. But yeah, hopefully we can not have any more rainouts the rest of the year, and I can get some good racing in.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I love the dirt track too.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah, especially when you're winning. That doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I had a good little stretch there, so hopefully we can keep it going, and it'd be nice to have that carry over to this side. Yeah. So off to a good start with a pole, so we'll see.
Yeah, I was gonna say the pole sitter. That's a good start.
That is a good start. So what does it take starting on the pole, but then putting it in victory lane? It's a long distance between those two things. Is there anything that you've been working on? Are you guys like, hey, here's something we're gonna do different, or how are we gonna approach today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been on the pole the last 2 years before this, and haven't raced very well in either of them, or honestly raced very well in any of my cup starts here. So I just seem to struggle on the long runs and taking care of my stuff. I don't know if it's something that I'm doing wrong or our car's just not suited for the long run stuff, but it's an area where I work really hard to be better at. So we'll see. We were still not very good on long runs in practice, but hey, maybe they've made some adjustments where we'll be better today.
One thing that you are good at and make it really exciting for fans is whenever you do win, like that All-Star race. Wondering if you've spent that $1 million yet. It's been a couple weeks. Just curious.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I haven't spent a dime of it, and I don't really have plans for it, I guess. I want to build a new house, and we're close to getting started on that. So I guess a lot of that money will go to that. But as far as toys and things like that, nothing. I asked Owen what he would want if I won, and he said he would want a red pontoon boat. But we've already just got a new boat, so I told him he'd have to pick something else, and he couldn't come up with anything.
You like pontoon boats? You know, I was actually out on a pontoon boat for Father's Day, which happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
2 little ones now.
Yeah.
That's
Owen,
crazy.
what did you want on the boat? Can you tell everybody? You wanted a slide? You gotta say it. He wanted a red boat with a slide on it.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Quit being
That's a
so
great
shy.
choice. Yeah,
You're
I'm
never
not,
this shy.
I'm not used to this, Owen.
Yeah.
Who's this? He must be sleepy.
No, he's not sleepy, but he's just shy right now
Just
for some
being
reason.
a ham. That's all right.
Yeah. it
We'll
is
take
all
him
right.
any way we can get him.
I know.
It's great to have him out here.
Well, Kyle, we put together a little game for you. As you know, go back and watch our old show. Kyle's played wine pong with us before, etc. But we have a new game for him this year that Amy and myself and the whole crew have put together, and this is called Rules of the Road. So are you ready to play with us?
We'll see.
Don't worry, don't worry. It's a really simple game. What we did is we went through and found all of these driving laws from different states. And we're going to read these out to you, and you have to tell us if it's true or false.
Okay.
Really simple. And then there may be a little bonus round in there. All right? So are you ready to play with us?
I'm ready.
Okay. Fans, you guys ready to help him out? All right.
All right, first one. In California, this is true or
No
false?
cell phones.
No cell phones.
Yeah.
No, and soon to be Tennessee, I heard.
Yeah, that's right.
But, all right, true or false? In California, it's illegal to hunt from a moving vehicle.
Yeah, that's true. True.
Do you know of the exception to the rule?
Oh. Really? Oh, all right. Handicap.
And if you're hunting a whale.
What?
So what do you,
Is that
You tell me, true or false?
I'm going to say the whale part is false.
No, it's absolutely true. Isn't that
It is
Really?
true, yeah.
It's a little
Wow.
crazy?
You're not allowed to hunt from a moving vehicle unless it's a whale.
Why would you be
So-
hunting a whale?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Trust me, they're going to get weirder. All right, so here's one. Is this true or false? Burnouts are banned in Kansas.
Well, knowing Clint Boyer, I will say that's false.
I wish it were, but it is true. Burnouts are banned in Kansas. Yeah, you can get a
Wow.
ticket for that.
Huh.
I know.
Crazy. Yeah, we need
Would
to tell
not
Clint,
have
right?
guessed Yeah, you should. We do need to warn Clint
Yeah.
if he doesn't already know that.
Absolutely.
How many tickets would he have by now if he got one for every burnout?
I don't know. He would figure out a way to talk himself out of it anyways.
Do you think if you break some of these rules, you are no longer eligible to drive a stock car too?
Oh gosh, I hope
I don't
not.
know.
Oh man.
Probably just drinking and driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably just that
Don't
one.
do that.
All right. Number 3, true or false? In North Carolina, it is illegal to play in traffic.
To play?
Play in traffic.
Like play what?
Hide and
Like
seek.
just
I don't
run
know.
around through it, you know, like when they say playing in traffic, like running through the
Running
lanes,
through
you know.
Oh. False.
True.
True.
I'm
It
pretty
is.
sure that should be a
Gosh.
rule everywhere.
Yeah, that should be. Don't play in traffic.
Yeah,
bad
I don't know
idea.
what that means.
Like running through the lanes. You've never had
Like
somebody.
in a stopped
Yeah.
area?
Yeah, or no, like cars are going like on the freeway, like running through the
It's
cars.
oh.
Dangerous. What is it whenever you hop out of the front seat and you run around?
Car.
A fire drill, yeah,
Yeah.
where you
Yes.
run around and yeah.
That's. I love
Huh.
doing this. All right.
All right,
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
next one is: it is illegal to run out of gas in Youngstown, Ohio.
Everybody's saying true, so I guess.
Ding, 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 ding! You're right, it's true.
Youngstown, Ohio. Well, I'm never gonna take Caitlin to Youngstown, Ohio, because she's gonna get us arrested.
Does she run out of gas often?
Yeah, I've had a. Well, she's better now. I used to get really frustrated with her because every time I'd get in her car to go drive us to dinner or something, it'd be on below E.
Yeah.
And she's ran out of fuel on 77 before. I've had to come and go buy a fuel jug and fill her up, but she's gotten a little bit better since then.
She likes to run on fumes. Buy
Yeah.
her a hybrid.
A hybrid, yeah.
Oh, number 5. Okay. In Rhode Island, it is illegal to ride a horse on a highway for the purpose of racing or testing the speed of the horse.
Repeat that?
In Rhode Island, on a highway, it's illegal to ride a horse to test the speed or to race it.
True.
True. It is
All right,
illegal.
good, I got something
Well,
right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
I
what
could
they
see
got
where it would
racetracks
be
for.
fun, though.
Yeah. So this is a good Sonoma-based question because we get to see the windshield wipers here. So in Texas, you must have a windshield wiper in order to register a vehicle, but windshields are optional.
So they're saying you would have to have a windshield wiper even if you didn't have a windshield. So I'm
Yes.
gonna say that's false.
It is true.
What?
In the state of Texas, in the laws, it says
So
that
even
you
if you
must
don't
have
have
a
a
windshield
windshield,
wiper.
you would still have to have a wiper.
Yes.
Well, what are you wiping?
That
These
is
are
the
weird. How
best
do you-
question. I know.
Doesn't make much sense to me either.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you've done so well. Let's do a little bonus round.
Yeah,
what do you
let's do
say,
bonus
Amy?
round.
I think
All
I
right.
got
Sounds
one
great.
right. So
But they're wild, right?
yeah, these
Those
are not.
crazy.
This is odd.
All right, we've got a couple of bonus questions. They're going to be right down here. There we go. 85 mile an hour is the fastest posted speed limit in the United States. In which state?
Well, it's desert country, so it's either Arizona, New Mexico, Texas.
What do you think, fans? Where is it? Oh, they're a little split on it.
We'll go like New Mexico or something.
New Mexico? All right, let's see. Texas.
Oh, State Highway 130, 85 miles an hour.
That's nice.
That sounds right, Texas. Yeah.
Well, you got to get through. Think about how big Texas is. You would never get
You
through
would definitely
it.
need a windshield to go 85.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at our next one. Here we go. What does this sign mean? A, the road ahead has poor traction. B, winding road ahead. C, hilly road ahead. Or D, road ahead gets slippery when wet.
I'm saying B, winding road ahead.
You're going with B, winding road ahead. That is incorrect.
That's what I said.
It's slippery when wet. Slippery when wet. Bon Jovi fans out there know what that is.
Huh.
You know. Sorry, that's an old
I've been
reference.
reading that sign wrong for a
Yeah,
very
me
long
too.
time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get
All right.
ready for some turns up here.
Yeah, right. All right, last one coming up. There we go. What does this sign mean? One lane road ahead, road closed ahead, narrow bridge ahead, or dangerous curves ahead?
Yeah, C, narrow
C,
bridge.
narrow bridge.
Yeah.
Ding, ding,
Yeah, ding ding, he's right.
Nice job.
Huh.
Nice job.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I know.
I guess I don't really look at signs though.
Which, yeah, okay.
You shouldn't. You just go fast.
just
you know?
keep going.
Go fast.
Yeah.
The only thing you want to see is that checkered flag, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today, Kyle. Fans, what do you think about Kyle Larson? Give him a big round of applause.
Thank you,
He did a
guys.
great job.
Yes, thanks so much. Good luck today. Bye,
Yeah.
Owen.
See you later, Owen. Thank you, guys. Oh, what a great interview. Well, Kyle Larson is going to be looking to get back here into victory lane, and he wants to hold up that special trophy that they get here at Sonoma Raceway. Of course, I'm talking about the Champions Goblet. Now, drivers over the years have done everything from, drink wine out of it to water to a little bit of everything. Even Jimmy Johnson posted something just recently where he had been drinking orange juice, water, whatever out of it, and woke up the next morning, couldn't find it. It made its way into the dishwasher. So who knows what the next winner of the Toyota Save Mart 350 is going to do with their Champions Goblet, but you'll find out here on NASCAR Trackside Live.
And it's very good to know that that thing is dishwasher safe. Am I right? Fans, how you doing out there? Ready for more NASCAR Trackside Live? Yeah, so we've got our drivers back here signing all the goodies to give away to you. Who won something from Will Rogers? Yeah, I didn't hear enough woos. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So why don't we go ahead and welcome him up? Please help me give a warm welcome to Will Rogers. Will, I see you brought a friend up there. Let's welcome him out, Michael McDowell.
Come on out, guys.
Michael, great to have you out here.
Good to have you.
I just saw you lurking in the wings over there. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for the delay on that one.
Join us here.
All good.
How are you two this morning?
Doing good. Great crowd. Will got to experience a great crowd on a Sunday morning. What that's
Yeah.
like?
Oh, it's awesome. Actually, I just sprinted through that whole crowd. I was stuck in some traffic coming in here. I was so worried I was going to be late, but thankfully I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for not being late.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
We would have held that against you. So, Will, actually, the last time I saw you and the very first time I met you, we were here in Victory Lane, and that was the very first time I got to wave an official checkered flag, and it was
That's
very
right.
exciting.
Yeah, that's right. That was an amazing day. Obviously, the day before, we won our Sonoma race in the K&N race, and I was so happy to share with you guys that following morning. Yeah, glad I gave you that experience.
Yeah, that was fun. And being here in Sonoma is such a unique experience. And I want to ask both of you guys this. Just to start out, Sonoma Raceway is such a unique track. It's a road course, obviously, but it's unique in its own right, too. What are some of your favorite parts about coming to Sonoma Raceway?
Yeah, for me, you know, I grew up not in California, but in Arizona. But when I first got into racing professionally, the shop that I worked at was right off of Turn 11 there. And so, you know, I've been here a lot, and so it's a lot of fun just to come and see friends and family. But more importantly is just the history that's here. You know, it's, for me, my own kind of history of, like, just gritting it out and, you know, working at the shop and hearing cool cars on the racetrack. And then on NASCAR weekend, you know, this is when I was racing sports cars and open wheel, you would get out of town because you're like, man, you can't go anywhere, right? So when you live here or you live around here, you're like, I am leaving the area, you know? But just to hear guys come out here and test and practice and now to be one of those guys is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun. If you've not done that as a fan, go over around the backside and go through all those little sports shops. There's teams, there's cars, and on race weekend, there's always something cool going on over there. So check that out if you've not had a chance to see it.
And yeah, similar to Michael, just having some past experience here, racing sports cars and really learning how to form my racecraft on road racing. This is really where I made a lot of development, where it shows, obviously, when I race these stock cars on road courses. And so it's definitely a special place in my heart, this place. You know, and I consider Sonoma Raceway my, I guess you could say, home track for the National Series in NASCAR. So I always feel really comfortable here.
Yeah, you both are exceptional on road courses. And I actually saw you got to do a little bit of coaching, helping a competitor, which is, I was
Yeah, you got to stop
happy
doing
for
that.
I know, you're telling me.
I'll give you a little advice. So about 5 or 6 years ago, most of the teams would hire me to work with their developmental drivers. And so for Gibbs and for Michael Waltrip and for Hendrick and a lot of guys. And so I had a 2-seater, and I'd come out here and I'd train guys. And then they started beating me, and I'm like, this is bad. I am done helping people beat me, you know? So my buddy Trevor Bain, I worked with Roush before I drove for Roush, and I worked with Ricky and I worked with Trevor. And then when Trevor passed me at Sonoma, I was so mad. Like, he didn't know how to downshift before I started working with him, and now I'm like, that's never gonna happen again. I stopped working for people. Yeah.
No, I can see exactly what you're saying there, man. Because when Haley Deegan put it on the pole yesterday by half a second, I think, up on
that
P2,
was awesome.
and I qualified 8th, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what just happened? So, I mean, we ended up running in front of her during the race. She ran a great race, obviously, but it was neat to work with somebody like Haley because she is such a good race car driver and such a good personality, really a genuine person. So I enjoyed working with her and her dad, Brian, and she listened so well. That's one thing. I mean, even though I probably shouldn't coach her too much more, it was enjoyable when I did because she actually listened and applied what I taught her right away.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, it takes a while for them to do that, or takes a lot of different kind of ways to translate something to somebody, but she got it like that.
It
It
is
was really
fun.
cool.
I enjoy that part too. I've always coached and always instructed, and Will knows it's really a part of how you're able to keep racing when you're in racing. So you help guys along and you help other drivers along, and that allows you to kind of stay in a seat or have some sponsorship opportunities. So I did that for a long time, and you're right, when somebody gets it and you can see the results, it's really fun. I won't say the driver's name, but I've been on the other side where the guy's like, that's wrong. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's right. And he was like, no, that's wrong. I said, well, last time I was here, I sat on the pole and won the race. I'm pretty sure it's right. Well, and then he accused me. He said, there's no way that you drive like that. You're trying to trick me. And I'm like, all right, I am done. Okay. Signed off.
Yeah, you kind of just gotta see if they're gonna take it, and if not, then all right, man.
Yeah.
You do you.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Will, you were on the course yesterday. Do you have anything that surprised you need to let Michael
Hey, did
know
you use
about
that
today?
curb at all through turn 5?
Some guys did. I didn't, because when they did, the whole thing kicked sideways and the right front kicked up in the air.
Yeah.
And they were just killing their rear tires getting up into the carousel.
Yeah.
And they ended up carrying too much speed coming up over. And I was one of the only guys. I mean, I made a few mistakes getting in the carousel, because when you get over that hill too fast and you're trying to get diving down, the whole thing either shoves tight or shoves loose, and then you're up the racetrack and you give up all that space. So what I did is I backed up the corner a lot to make sure that I could get down on that yellow line on entry, do a little diamond off the bottom.
See, that's good.
Wow.
Don't listen to him.
Yeah, I'm already coaching again.
Yeah.
I made
Good thing I
making
brought
a
my
mistake.
wallet with me this morning, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love hearing that. When you get two race car drivers start talking about stuff, I could just listen to that all day. So thank you for sharing that. To change gears a little bit, I want to talk about Hawaii. Yeah. And, Will, you are from Hawaii, and Amy and I were talking, we're like, how the heck do you become a race car driver in Hawaii? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like maybe a lot of cars, a lot of space. So how did you get into racing being from Hawaii?
Yeah, surprising enough, there is a little racing community. I mean, I grew up on the island of Maui. That's where I was born. So every island I know has a little bit of racing heritage on it. I think Oahu has a dirt circle track along with some drifting that goes on and stuff like that. But on Maui, there's a motocross track, a drag strip, and a little go-kart track.
Wow, cool.
At the age of 8, my mom actually, surprising enough, got me into it. I was never really one to play football or baseball, something like that, and I'd always been into cars. So I found some classmates who race go-karts. Next week, Mom said, "You're going to the go-kart track." A year later, we won our first championship. And that
That's
little
good, Mom.
track, yeah. So no, she's my biggest fan, biggest supporter, and that little go-kart track is located in the center of the island in a cane field. You'd never know it's there, but yeah, that's how I got my start in Maui.
Michael, have you ever raced in Hawaii?
No. It sounds like fun, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, my old teammate, which is from here, Mamo Gidley, he used to go there and do some karting clinics.
Yeah.
And I always thought, you're a sucker. He's like, oh yeah, I'm working. No, you're not going to Hawaii to work. You just figured out a way to pay for your trip.
Exactly.
So yeah, that does sound like a lot of
Well,
fun.
I know my old boss, Kenny Schrader, he wants to go race in Hawaii. So maybe if you know him, you can hit him up. You guys
that'd
can
be
go
good.
wheel
Yeah,
around in the islands.
That'd be a good excuse to go.
Yeah.
It
on a
sounds like we
vacation.
have an all expenses paid trip coming up. Send these guys to Hawaii. I'd be in for that.
We need a NASCAR exhibition race in
Ooh,
Hawaii.
that'd be cool. That'd be
Yeah.
really cool.
I like the idea of this.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to bring the show there. Who's coming with?
We're going to go Hawaii.
Okay.
Awesome.
Let's talk a little bit more about racing today, because it's going to be a wild one. Of course, the race yesterday, nuts, crazy, a ton of fun to watch for the fans, frustrating for the drivers, but
Very.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the race yesterday, and then let's talk about what the race is going to look like today, because it was nuts.
Yeah, a lot of the race yesterday, I mean, some of it was unknown, given we have the new turn 4, the carousel, and then the new turn 7, essentially. So I think everybody was a little cautious at first. However, it didn't take long for everybody to start, getting out of their rhythm, making mistakes, and pushing each other around. Ultimately, I think that was like the roughest Sonoma race I've ever seen, and then of course been a part of. We had like 5 attempts at the green, white, checkered, something like that. We sat in turn 7
Hey,
for
look,
30
they're
minutes.
giving us highlights here.
Yeah, look
Oh,
at this.
are they? Oh boy, here we go.
Look at that.
Hey, at least that's not me yet.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
lots
all
of
the
That's
highlights.
about it.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, there was some carnage. I actually had a pretty good race, in my opinion. Not having the equipment that I'm used to running, I think we had kind of like an 8th place car, and we ran 4th and 3rd all day. And oh my gosh, that was a big
that
one.
was a hard hit.
There I am behind the leaders there. But actually, 10 laps into the race, I don't think anybody really knows this. We lost power steering. I ran 40 laps of that race with 0 power steering, and
What?
that was rough. My arms today
I was
are.
going to say.
Yeah. Actually, when we were sitting under the red flag there, I had some relief, and I turned one way, and actually, my losing.
Hold your
power
mic
here.
up a little higher there.
All right,
There-
I'll try this one.
There
All
you
right.
go.
My arm actually locked up on me, and I got kind of freaked out. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to hold on to the steering wheel." I pumped my arm a few times. It came back, but yeah, we ran the race that way. Tried to keep it on the racetrack as well as possible. But other than that, yeah, the carnage really got to everybody late in the race, and
congrats to Noah Gregson. He won that thing. Unfortunately, kind of on a penalty. I know Ryan Priest got put back there because of restart violation, but at least we finished the thing off. I'm glad.
Yeah. So, Michael, expectations for today. What do you think it's going to look like out there?
I don't think it's going to be any prettier than yesterday. Normally they're not. The easiest way to describe Sonoma race is if you've ever gone indoor karting with your buddies. That's what it's like. I mean,
Agreed.
It's literally like that. You go into the corner and you know you're going to get hit. And if your buddy's anywhere close to you, they're going to try to wipe you out. And that's about what it's like here at Sonoma is that, you got to be on the offense and the defense all the time. And everybody's so close that it might not even be somebody that's attempting to pass you, but they just get in a little bit too deep trying to pass another car, and you're 2 or 3 cars ahead, and you still get speared. So you just got to pay really close attention. And, for us, starting 13th, I hope that puts us a little bit in front of the craziness for a while, because here, with the tire fall off and as hard as our cars are on the tires, you need to get into a rhythm. And it's hard to do that when you're starting 20 or 25th because you're always just on kill. So I hope that, we can kind of fall into a rhythm and get some laps in. I remember last year, by the end of the first lap, I had knocked the nose and the right side off of it. And I'm like, I wasn't even trying to get crazy. And I already got all this damage. And so that's never fun, but it is part of, Sonoma racing. I mean, the good thing is that a little bit of damage here won't ruin your day. Where even at Watkins Glen, the speeds are so high and the downforce is so important because of the S's and all the high speed that a little bit of damage can really hurt your day. Where today, you can beat the fenders up pretty good and not be too worried about, the car's performance. So, yeah, I think people are more aggressive and more physical here than other places. But a lot of that is because you know that you're not going to ruin your day or somebody else's by, a little bit of damage.
Yeah, well, it is going to be a wild one to watch. Thank you guys so much for coming out and joining us. Fans, how about a big round of applause? Michael McDowell, Will Rogers, thank you guys for joining us here. And as he was saying, this is going to be a wild one to watch. Cars on track are going to be happening here in just a little bit. And I know we had a great race yesterday. It's a beautiful day today. And we're going to see some more exciting racing here in just a little bit with the Toyota Save Mart 350. So fans, are you ready for some racing today? That's what I want to hear. Well, we still have a lot more show in store for you. And I think we're going to bring up our next guest. Are you guys ready? All right. Well, let's bring him up here. He is the president of TRD, David Wilson. Come on down. He's also the Grand Marshal today as well. So I know. Join us. How are you doing?
Guys.
How are you doing?
Good to meet you guys.
Good
Thanks
to
for
meet
having
you
me.
too. Have a seat there.
All right.
Join us. Man, I love your shoes. You got some sweet kicks.
My Jack Purcells are kind of a tradition. Yeah, a little bit of superstition, but they've worked pretty well for us this year.
I love superstitions, though.
Yeah,
I
I
can
do.
really get behind that.
Well,
Yeah.
let's start. How did that start? A superstition?
Well,
around
you know
your
what? So
sneakers?
I've always been a shoe guy,
Yeah.
right? And a few years ago, I was Puma, and I don't know what caused me to switch to Jack Purcells, but ever since then, that's what goes on the feed every Sunday morning.
Well, they look good.
They do look
Yeah.
good.
Thank you.
So, are you ready? You got a lot of responsibility today.
Well, you know what? This is such a great weekend for Toyota. Our 13th year, the Toyota Save Mart 350, and then on top of that, TRD, Toyota Racing Development, is celebrating our 40th anniversary.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
it's really special for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you got?
So I do have a few TRD 40th anniversary pins. I'm just gonna toss a few of these out if that's cool with you
Heck
guys.
yeah, definitely. That's awesome. Well, talk a little bit about the partnership because it's 40 years with Toyota, 50 years of racing here at Sonoma, and the Toyota Save Mart 350. That's a big deal all on one day.
It really is, and Steve Page, the track president, has been so generous to Toyota. Letting us celebrate with him. It feels like two friends celebrating birthdays together. So, I met with the Save Mart folks, have been great partners. They've been here for a lot longer than we have. But we started the weekend Friday afternoon with a champagne toast, and it's been a great weekend so far.
That's how I start all my weekends.
It was just afternoon, so it wasn't that bad.
Why not? No, but 2 huge milestones and an incredible weekend, and it's been a great time for the fans too. I'm having a blast. Are you guys having a great time out here this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the fans are what make this sport so special. We couldn't do this without these fans, and Sonoma has the best fans of the year. So thanks for coming out, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys. So one quick story that I thought was really interesting. One of the vehicles in the Toyota display over there is called the Pandra, which is this Toyota Tundra that has some burns on it. Quickly tell us the story of that vehicle, because it's great.
So you guys knew obviously about the fires that happened. We had one of our loyal customers who, driving a Tundra, went into the fire, took care of some folks and made it out, but the Tundra got scorched at the end of the day. And so very courageous. So after all that happened, we decided to pony up with a brand new Tundra for him. So
that's cool.
He's here with some of his family, and it's great. It's great to have customers like that.
Oh, yeah,
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. People that are willing to put their lives on the line to save
That's
others
right.
deserves that.
It's
so.
about the people.
Yeah, it is for sure. Well, you guys, you have a very special job today, and Amy and I thought maybe you'd like to do a little warm-up for that by helping to welcome out our next guests. What do you think?
Yeah, so if I could, one of the things that we invest in, one of the things that's very important to Toyota is driver development. We have a program where we try to provide some opportunities for some of these young guys and gals. So we have a couple of future stars, current stars for that matter, that I'd like to introduce. So anyone heard of Brian Deegan? Yeah. So Brian's family is they're all racers. So we have Haley Deegan joining us and Brittany Zamora. So both these young ladies raced yesterday afternoon in the K&N West Series, and they're far more interesting than I am. So.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Today.
How about it? Give it up for David Wilson. Did a great job, and he's going to be your Grand Marshal today. Haley, Brittany, thank you all so much for coming out here today.
No problem. Yeah, good morning. How's your morning been so far?
It's been good. Good, early.
Same girl.
Yeah, have you had coffee yet? Wait, what do you guys do when you
for sure.
Coffee?
Gotta
You
have
both
it.
coffee? All right. How many cups? Like, are you a one cupper?
Just one. Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah.
Me too, otherwise I get a little jittery.
Yeah, agreed.
Don't need that. And I have to stop drinking coffee at around 3 o'clock or I will never sleep.
Oh no, I always have my coffee at night too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how you do it. I'd have some wild dreams.
Let's start out a little bit talking about the race, and then we're going to get into some more fun stuff to talk about with our fans here. But, man, it was a wild and crazy race yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, I know for the drivers that can be really stressful and, a little bit crazy, but it put on a great show for the fans. I know the fans really enjoyed it. So, from both of your perspective, what did the race look like yesterday?
I think that I think everyone got a little too aggressive too early, and it was some crazy racing. Everyone wasn't really giving any room, and so when people don't give you room, you can't give them room. It's just how racing is, then it bounces off and no one's giving each other room. So there were some wild drivers out there. Some guys, you have to be cautious because there's the people in the points, and then there's the people who come in for this race who have nothing to lose. And so there is a difference, a fine line that you have to be. Like yesterday, I was cautious. I was like, I'm not risking this. My teammate just dropped back because something with this car. I was like, I could take over the points lead this race, so I'm not going to do anything stupid. And so I played it cautious. I ended up finishing 8th, which I'm happy, not sad, like happy, but still like, I wish I could have done a little bit better, but also there's a lot of Cup Xfinity guys. So if you would have based it out off our positions, it was good. But I think I'm glad we're back in the points running. I'm only a point off my teammate now, so we're back in it.
Yeah. And how was it from where you were sitting?
Yeah, and the aggression is real out there. I mean, you're on a road course. It's going to happen. You're tight corners. You don't have the long straightaways like a normal circle track does. So the aggression has to come there in order for you to get up to the front and pass the cars like you need to. But being my first time here was a lot of fun. I gained a lot of experience and learned a lot. Unfortunately, I went out with an electrical fire, so that wasn't fun. But the laps I did get to race in, they were fun. Hard racing, tight quarters all around, and that's what's fun about road course racing, and I like it. So if I can get back out here next year and redeem myself from what happened, then that'll be good.
Yeah, and it's been, you have both been very busy since you've been out here. Haley, you've been out here for a little bit, and I saw you actually did a little Demolition Derby.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday's race kind of ended up that way.
It
but
did. It was pretty close.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was having flashbacks. But I've been here for about a week now. I raced. People are going to be like, oh my God, you raced a Miata? But yeah, I raced a Mazda Miata. And just to get seat time. So I wanted to come out here in my K&N car, and like I wanted to do good. And so I wanted to get as much seat time as possible. Some of my teammates raced Trans Am cars, but I was like, nah, man, I'm going to stick with the Miata. But so we raced out here. I stayed all week. My team owner put me on this little like crop duster plane and flew me out to like Roseville. And we ended up doing a demolition derby there, flew back. And in the end, it was a fun week. I love coming out here, hanging out with all the fans. You guys are what makes this all happen for me and make my career, so I love it.
And when did you get out here? Have you been out here a minute?
I've been out here. This is my 10th day in California.
Oh,
been
wow.
with the Bill McAnally Racing. We tested in old K&N cars just to get some laps out here on the speedway. Being my first time here, it helped me a ton, gave me a step in the door coming out here in my first road course race. But been hanging out at the shop, helping the team work on the cars, getting prepared for this weekend. And I believe that to be a good racer, not only do you have to perform as well on the track, but you have to improve your skills off the track, whether that's training yourself physically or preparing, helping get the car ready, because if the time and effort that you put into the car really helps improve you as well as on the track. So that's important. So I got to be able to do that this weekend with Bill and help us get to where we are this weekend.
So I think you want to play a little game with these ladies? What do you think?
Yeah, let's
you
do
guys,
it.
So here's what we did is our team put together some great photos, some memories from Sonoma. Some of them may be a little bit beyond your younger years. Don't worry, we'll help you out with them. And we're going to show you 2 photos, and both of you are going to get the chance to say who did it better.
Yeah, there's been 50 years of racing here at Sonoma, so there's been a lot of action. So we're going to show you those photos.
Okay.
Got it.
And it's up to you. All right, let's see here. We're going to be right down here in the monitor. It's, we're
we
just
need
building,
drum roll
building the
music.
hype.
You
It's
know.
all about the hype.
Absolutely, 100%.
And who knows? There may be some exciting stuff from your
yesterday.
careers, that may show up as well. So,
There might be.
all right,
here
we go.
Who did it better? Greg
Oh.
Biffle, 2005, or Casey Kane?
I think
2010?
Biffle got more
Biffle for
air,
sure.
but I like the flames out of Casey Kane's car.
I mean,
I got to go with Biffle.
Yeah.
Looks like he sailed it in there.
which one are you going with, Brittany?
Biffle.
Biffle
Yeah,
doesn't look like he
so-
made the corner, but Casey
Yeah.
Kane.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But I'm with you. I like the flames.
Yeah. Casey
I'm
Kane
stuck with
made the
this.
corner, I feel like, and the flames really top it off.
What does it feel like when you're sitting inside of a car and it even gets that much air? Does it
It
feel
rattles
like
your
pretty
cage
cool.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
I
The
like
problem
it.
is,
Yeah.
so you come in and as soon as the car lands all 4 wheels, it gets super tight. So then you can't turn. So it's like you can't hit it too much, but you have to hit it enough to where it turns your car.
That's crazy.
All right,
next
let's
one.
move on to number 2. Who did it better? Kyle Busch in 2013, getting some air there. And then
Chase
Chase
Elliott.
Elliott in 2016.
For sure, Chase Elliott.
I'm gonna have to go with Bush. I don't know.
I think-
Not that Elliott doesn't, but Bush knows how to get it done here. And I mean, if you hit it straight on like that, you're not gonna get as much air. And running through the curbs actually helps you. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
I see. I like this. She's going with the racing line of like, hey, this helped him race better. She's like style points.
She's like, air. Go for air.
I like that though. All right, let's see what we got next. All right, who did it better? The celebration. Martin Truex Jr. in 2013 or Carl Edwards in 2014?
Yeah,
Just pouring
I'm a
it
big
out?
Edwards
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Look
think
at that. Look at that look you're getting from Martin
True,
Truex.
but
Look
Truex,
at his
it's like,
eye
that's
there.
all style.
That's
I
pretty
like that
classy.
too.
Truex is classy,
Yeah.
but Carl Edwards, he put some fun into it.
Yeah, he did. All right, Carl Edwards.
Carl
Yeah,
Edwards
that's
wins
a great
that.
photo.
I like that. Yeah, and I wonder what he was saying at that point too. Probably just like, it's all done.
He
you
says,
know.
"This is sparkling grape juice." All right, we
All
got
right.
one more.
Our final one. Who did it better? Kyle Busch in 2017. Got some wheel hop action there. And Ty Dillon in 2018, so last year.
Dylan.
Dylan got
Gotta go
more
with
air,
him.
100%, but Kyle made the corner.
For sure.
Dylan, I don't know. Dylan looks like he's straighter coming off the corner. It looks like Kyle still
Yeah.
has to turn when he lands and gets off. So I don't know. You got to go for style or technique here, but this one I'm going to go with technique.
I like it. Good.
Nice. So you're going Dylan, you're going
Dylan.
Dylan as well? All right. I mean, look how high up that is.
I know,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
You know his car got real tight off that corner.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
crazy. You know, something
Yeah.
else I noticed, Kyle Busch was in here definitely more than once.
Yeah, yeah.
Just throwing that
He
out
is,
there.
that's true.
So what do you guys think about today's race? What are your expectations for these Cup guys?
I think it's going to be, I don't know so much like the K&N race. I feel like the K&N race was a little more carnage than the Cup race is going to be. A little more expensive to tear up stuff today. So I think that it's going to be a lot smarter racing. But I think those road course guys, road course drivers and oval drivers, there's a difference in them. And there's a difference in, I feel like, a technique. A well-rounded driver can race on road course, they can race on oval, they can do it all. And so I think those really well-rounded drivers are what's going to shine today. So I think guys like Truex, my money's on Truex for this race. So
Oh, we got a pick. We got a pick right there.
Oh, yeah, that's my pick.
I don't know. You come to these races, and it's cool to see people who run on the ovals, like mid-packers or back runners, to come up here and be top 5, top 10 on the charts. And so, like yesterday, Chris Buescher was running. When I saw him, he was like 5th. And so it's cool to see him up there and running the guys that usually don't get all the media and the spotlight. And their talent really shows out here on the road course. So I don't know if I'd call him my pick, but it's cool to see drivers like that go out there and make a name for themselves on the road courses.
I like that. So a soft pick for Chris Buescher. I
Soft.
like that.
I'll give him a top 10. I think he'll do that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, where are you guys watching from?
I'm staying here. I'll be roaming around the pits.
Roam around pits.
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't decided yet.
There's so many options.
There's so many corners
I
you
know.
can go to. I'm like, do I want to turn 11? Do I want to watch like the front stretch area? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
All right, so if you get a chance, go over to the point because it's right in the middle, and you can see everything from in there. You fans too, check that out. It's going to be a fun way to watch the race. Well, thank you all so much,
Of course,
ladies,
thank you.
for
Thank
joining us
you.
here on the stage.
Give it up again. Thank you so much. Enjoy the race. I'll hang on to that.
Thanks to Haley Deegan, Brittany Zamora. Give them a big round of applause.
Bye, ladies.
It is going to be fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Cannot wait. I probably will find myself at a couple of these turns.
Yeah, so the trophy in Victory Lane, remember that very special Champions Goblet is going to be lifted by somebody, so you're going to want to stick around for that. And we also have a great way to close off the show. I'm excited to bring him back. He was on our show last year. He's a ton of fun, racing knowledge, but also an actor and star in his own right. So if you would please welcome to the stage, you know him from the movie Scream and the hit show Riverdale, Skeet Ulrich! Come on down. How are you doing,
Hey.
Skeet? Man, good to see ya.
Welcome out.
Welcome back to NASCAR Trackside Live. Good to see you, brother, man.
Fun. And he brought some goodies with him. Everyone likes free stuff.
Oh, look at
There
that.
you go.
How are you guys?
Doing fantastic.
awesome. How about this weather, man? It's beautiful.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, it's been oddly kind of chilly in Los Angeles, so it's nice to escape. As you know, it's not been great, so it's nice here.
It is nice here. We got a great crowd, a lot of fans having fun today. And that's what I wanted to start out with. We talked last time about racing, etc., but the fun stuff that you get to do around here, what are some of your favorites that you like to hit when you come up to Sonoma?
God, this is probably my 5th or 6th time, but only these last 2 seasons in my modern era life, if you will. So I don't really have any in particular, but Ramsgate is always fun, and that's kind of the only one I really. We were at Steiner's Tavern last night. That was fun. There's a lot of good food, a lot of great things to do around here for sure.
Yeah, you can be driving down the road and you notice an entrance, and all of a sudden you're in this beautiful winery.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd that happen? But
Yeah, it's an incredible place. And you guys excited for some racing this weekend? Yeah?
Yeah, we saw a lot of action yesterday at the K&N race, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how these Cup guys handle the turns in here now that they opened up the carousel as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited for that too.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And a nice throwback. So what are your thoughts on the race today? Do you have some favorites? I know you got some friends out there, so
I have favorites, but I always, if I were a betting man, I'd look at the 10-lap averages every time, and Kyle Larson seems to be unbeatable right now. So I think he may have it.
Yeah.
He may have it.
He actually was our very first guest here this morning, and he seemed ready.
He seemed ready.
He
Yeah.
seemed ready. I think we might see him right back here in Victory Lane.
I don't disagree. I think so. He's ready.
Yeah, he is. I think we'll see him back here in Victory Lane too.
Yeah. Just hide under the bleachers for a while. Get back to you in 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So Jose and I have actually done this little thing called Trackside 10. We put together 10 questions for our guests just to get to know them a little bit better.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know. Don't
You
worry.
guys made these up?
They're easy.
Yeah, I know.
This could be trouble.
Yeah.
No, these are our PG ones.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
My nieces are watching. All right, so sound good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right,
Ready.
cool. Let's get going. So, who is your favorite superhero?
Ooh. Maybe Aquaman.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it about Aquaman that?
I don't know. He can swim. Any superhero can fly.
It's a good skill to have.
Stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Jason Momoa is a really cool dude.
Yes,
he's
he
a lot
is.
of fun to be around. And last time I saw him, being Hawaiian, he had this big lei on, homemade lei, and my daughter met him for the first time, and he took it off and gave it to her. So like he's big in our house now. So
That's very
I'll go
cool.
with Aquaman.
Ah, nice, Aquaman. I like it.
I feel like not only is he larger than life, but his presence is
He
too, and he
is
gives back
the
so much.
sweetest
Yeah.
man. Like, I mean, I can't even describe it. Great guy.
Very cool moment. All right. What was your nickname in high school?
Well, that's easy. Skeet.
Yeah.
We throw
Maybe
a
my
softball
nickname
in there
was
for you.
Brian, and I just never responded.
Never answered the right one.
Yeah.
All right, drink of choice.
Margarita.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. From any
Oh, you
partic-
meant non-alcoholic?
No, I'm
No,
just,
no,
it's
yeah.
open.
In general?
Open-ended.
I wake up to a margarita every morning. Yeah.
Salt or no salt?
Salt for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Good one. All right. So what? Yeah, I'm sure you watch some TV shows, etc. But what's a show that maybe fans wouldn't think that you watch that you do, like a guilty pleasure, or do you keep up with a show?
Riverdale, no. I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure so much as it's just incredible. There's a show called The OA. It is so well done. Brad Pitt produces it, but Britt Marling, who created it with her usual team and stars in it, it's an incredible show. Not a lot of people really know about it, but they've done 2 seasons. It'll probably be it because they're all so busy, but it's a really great show.
Good. We'll check that out.
Something that's so great about all of the different platforms we have to watch media, streaming, all of that. A lot of the shows, even if it's gone for a season, they'll bring it back. Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine's coming back. Like, so never say never.
I know.
Right?
I was asked to do that show a few times, and
way.
I never had the time to do it. I know. I
There's
really
only
wanted
so many
to, though.
hours.
Yeah.
Such a great show.
Well, never say never. They're bringing
Never
it
say
back.
yeah,
you go.
true.
Here comes your cameo.
I'm gonna do Arrested Development and then that.
Got it.
There you go.
All right, your favorite karaoke song?
Oh, Sweet Home Alabama, maybe. I mean, that one's like kind of gets everybody going, so I can do that one. I try Eminem sometimes. That's really hard to karaoke.
Lose Yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was under the
Are you-
influence of margaritas, so
Were you
I
good
was
at it?
Perfect.
You were on, yeah.
All right. It's a Saturday morning. You wake up. You got nothing to do. What's
That's
your
a rarity.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. For all of us.
Yeah.
What's your go-to breakfast that you would make?
I like to make smoothies in the morning with fruit and maca powder and all kinds of good stuff. That's pretty much my staple.
I like it.
Yeah.
A smoothie man. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's
I like a
easy,
good
it's
smoothie.
quick, I typically don't eat breakfast. So if I have to force myself to eat, I like it to be that.
There you go.
Easy.
What about you? What is
Easy and it
yours?
moves on.
Ooh, my go-to breakfast. If I'm at the house with the kids and I got nothing to do again, which is rare,
Yeah.
is I like to make waffles. So I like we have a waffle maker, and I get waffles, and then I usually do eggs and bacon with waffles.
Right
So,
on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
that
good
sounds
thing.
good now. I haven't had breakfast yet, so
Find some
maybe we
waffles
should
out there
change
for you.
questions before
Yeah. All right, moving on. The best movie of all time is?
Oh, nobody's gonna know it, but it's called Fitzcarraldo.
Fitzcarraldo.
It's a Werner Herzog film made in the 80s about a guy whose lifelong dream, this English guy, his dream was to bring opera to the Amazon, to the rainforest, and what he goes through to do it. Now, Klaus Kinski, who starred in it, and Werner Herzog are no longer allowed in Brazil because one of the things they had to do for him to fund building this opera house was he started a rubber tree plantation, and the river that the rubber trees were on wasn't going the right direction to get the trees to sail. So they had to carry them across a mountain to the other river on the other side. And to do that, they took a ship and they would haul it over the mountain. Well, they actually did it. So they destroyed a lot of the rainforest there making the film.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're not allowed there anymore, but it's a beautiful story.
Wow, I have to go check that out. That's really cool. All right, you're shipwrecked on a desert island. You have food and water. What are the other two things that you would bring with you?
Companionship and music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you a big music fan?
Then it wouldn't feel like you're stranded at all. You got
You're
food,
on
water,
vacation.
companionship, and music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beach party.
I'm fine. Yeah.
What kind of music do you like?
I kind of like everything, to be honest. I tend to listen to music and inspirationally for different characters, different scenes, different things. So I never cut myself off to anything, to be honest. Because I grew up in the sport, I grew up with country, old school country. So that's always had a place in my heart. But Pearl Jam is probably my favorite, Red Hot Chili Peppers. But working out, I listen to a lot of rap, so I listen to jazz, I listen to classical. I mean,
Variety
I really,
is the spice of life.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever swap playlists with Mark Martin? I hear he's a big hip hop guy.
Is he really?
Crazy hip hop guy. Like loves
No.
it. Yes. Nobody would think that, but Mark Martin loves hip hop.
He lives down the street from my uncle on Lake Norman, and I'm gonna go find out.
Go find out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of Ricky Rudd, your uncle, by the way, there's again very cool tie into NASCAR. I think we have a little something special, maybe something to do with a signature. A story?
We were sitting back there, and the hats we passed out and stuff, they wanted me to sign a few things, and I was telling them that in the late 70s, early 80s, like, we all lived together. NASCAR had not even hit the radio at that point, or it was just starting to be aired on the radio, so there really wasn't any money in it. My other uncle, who was sought after by Bill Elliott to be an engine builder after he built Ricky's engines for a couple seasons, he declined and wound up staying at our family business, my grandfather's junkyard. But anyway, we all lived together, and at the dining table, you could see little etchings where Ricky had practiced his autograph on top of this softwood dining table. So the table had Ricky Rudd engraved in it all over the place.
That's so cool. And all you have to do is lay a piece of paper and take a crayon.
Yeah, you could take an etching and yeah.
Please tell me that table exists somewhere.
I don't know, to be honest. I'll ask my aunt.
Yeah.
It might. It might. Yeah.
If so, I think my producer's in the market.
Yeah, no.
He's in our ear going, I want to find that table.
I want to get it. I want to get it.
That
I just saw
table.
Ricky last week. He's living in half of his time in Florida now, about half a mile from my mom's place in Florida, and loving life.
That makes me happy to hear.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, he's finally calming down after 30 years of the adrenaline of NASCAR.
Yeah.
It took him a while to settle down.
Well, yeah, you're going fast for so long. It's got to be a hard, transition. So I'm glad to hear that he's happy.
Yeah, he is.
And I'm from Florida, so I can vouch for it. And we are crazy, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite Ricky Rudd story? I'm sure you have a ton of them, but is there one that stands out?
Probably Martinsville, 97, when he collapsed in Victory Lane from heat exhaustion. That race, I had bought a farm in Virginia the year before, and I was there that day, not in Martinsville, but about an hour away, and it was 105 degrees. And the cool suit technology at that time isn't really what they're doing, which is just helmet cooling. Now it was full body cooling, but if it went out, it would start to heat that water up. When he finished the race, he had second-degree burns all over his back, his butt, everywhere. And he refused to get out of the car. Every pit stop, they dump ice on him. The last 50 laps, they had to keep waking him up. Like, he would just start to nod off from, you know, it was 150 in the car. His suit was heating him up. He couldn't stay away. So the spotter was just keeping him alert. And he, you know, he won the race and, you know, collapsed in victory lane, did the interview on his back. And it was one of the most heroic moments I've seen of anybody, but to be related to that dude was like, you know, we were all just blown away. He's a fierce competitor to this day, but then it was just really special.
What a champion.
I know.
Yeah.
What an amazing story, and what an amazing guy, too. That's cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, we've got a...
Yeah. Yeah, it'll keep you going, for sure.
All right, well, let's go ahead and thank our guest here one more time. How about it for Skeet Ulrich? Thank you for coming out and joining us.
Thanks for being here. Enjoy the race.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy the race.
Thank you so much for joining us here on NASCAR Trackside Live. Again, fans, thank you so much for joining us here in Victory Lane. I hope you have a wonderful race today. Thank you so much for coming out. And remember, you can join us in Kentucky Motor Speedway for our next race. We'll see you guys. Enjoy the Toyota Save Mart 350. Thanks for coming out. Have a spicy race, fans.